دكتور توفيق شنابلي.
Assalamu alaikum. Good morning.
شنابلي. عليكم السلام.
Well, actually, talking about quality and quality assurance, an important factor is collaboration and cooperation between institutions of higher education that we cannot abide, and we cannot just leave it without discussion and give the importance that it deserves, actually. Without cooperation, without collaboration between institutions, I think it's hard to talk about the enhancement of quality assurance. And the role of collaboration enhancement is really significant. My name is Cyprus Edu Conf from Near East University in North Cyprus. Let's just have an idea or share some information about the facts that we have now in hand. Of course, there's an interest of student flow across borders. Let's go back. This has been increased for many reasons in the past couple of decades. In general, the direction of student flow is from south to north, from poor countries or developing countries to the rich Western countries in general. Many countries are recognizing the need to provide their students with a global consciousness and with experience in other countries in order for them to compete into today's global economy. In addition, in most countries, the demand for access to higher education exceeds actually their capacity and maybe resources. Today, more than half of the world's students in the higher education are in the developing world, and this proportion is increasing since the young generation, the portion of the young generation is increasing in the developing world. Higher education has expanded both in terms of number of students engaged in its programs and in terms of the types of programs also offered. This expansion is tremendous, actually, and especially in the last 1 or 2 decades. The relation of higher education to development is not a concept of only the amount that it adds to economic development, but also it is to the value that it adds and the contribution it makes to build a civil society as well. So the value of education, of higher education in the development is not also only related to economy. For a developing region, quality of higher education plays a significant role in the growth of development of the society, and quality assurance, of course, is directly related to the effectiveness of playing this role. The quality assurance is really one very vital and important factor. Despite the dramatic expansion in institutions, programs, and student enrollment during the past few decades, higher education in the Muslim world in general continues to fall short of the needs of students, employers, and society, yet providing quality higher education staying far from being achieved. And I here quote to my brother Hassan when he said that one of the reasons behind the Arab Spring is not only dignity but also the rate of unemployment that is increasing in that region. So a high level of employment among university graduates is only one measure of the reality of a system that is not providing graduates with the skills they need to succeed. It's not only the number of graduates that matters, but also what matters actually is the quality of those graduates and the skill that they gain during their journey of higher education. Accordingly, reform in higher education is essential to the eventual success of the social, political, and economic transformation underway in the region today, and must be made a priority. Just to give an example of actually what Professor Atar Rahman mentioned yesterday about the status of the universities of the Islamic world or the Muslim countries when compared with the other universities around the world. We know that the Muslim population is almost 1/5 of the world population, and yet we have only a couple of universities, or less than 20 universities actually, 18 universities ranked within the top 500 universities in the world. And we have others, of course. This year, I guess they have announced the top 600 universities, and we see in line like from 501 to 550. That means within the 550 universities in the world, we have also some universities from the Muslim world. But this is an indication actually of how we need to reform the higher education in our Muslim world, how we have to move and advance towards quality and quality assurance in the higher education sector. This reform must be accompanied with a comprehensive evaluation. Experiences with evaluation in higher education institutions have historically not been widespread. Simple evaluation methods that in themselves may motivate participants, staff, as well as students to engage in enhancement of teaching and learning are needed. Quality improvement will result from involvement and not from inspection only. The main strength is attained by bringing external perspective to bear on internal findings and on internal processes of quality assurance. And here again I want to refer to Professor Ataur Rahman's presentation yesterday, that it's not enough that we evaluate ourselves. We need others also to evaluate us. And that is actually what we need. A better understanding of international conceptions of quality and the completion of the links between accountability and autonomy in relation to quality assurance are important aspects of these perspectives. Let's have a look at the quality assurance in the Islamic world. The Islamic State has approved the creation of a network of quality assurance and accreditation of higher education institutions to promote creativity, innovation, and research and development. The network was proposed by Malaysia and announced at the 36th session of the Council of Foreign Ministers of the 57 member states of the Organization of the Islamic Cooperation, actually in the conference now, held in Syrian capital Damascus in May 2009. The Association of Quality Assurance Agencies of the Islamic World was established in May 2011. It intends to operate as an association of quality assurance agencies and authorities responsible for quality assurance of higher education in countries of the Islamic world. The purpose of AQUIO is to promote and enhance quality higher education in the countries of the Islamic world. And among the goals of the AQUIO are to enhance the capacity of quality assurance agencies in countries of the Islamic world, to facilitate collaboration and exchanges of best practices, experiences, and expertise among quality assurance agencies countries of the countries of the Islamic world, and to encourage cooperation with regional and international quality assurance organizations. And I think this one is the most important one among the aims, is to increase or to strengthen the cooperation with international quality assurance agencies and not only to focus on quality assurance agencies in the Muslim world. And here we come to the fact that we need collaboration in all aspects. Collaboration efforts are needed between institutions, not only to set up the standards that would improve the quality in higher education, but also to share experiences and knowledge among higher education institutions. And the knowledge transfer or sharing of knowledge is very crucial and very essential. Collective work between institutions to learn new technologies, applications, and methods would provide development and enhance quality in higher education. Collaboration between institutions will allow increase the ability to work together, making advantage of each other's strength. At the same time, we have to benefit from the weaknesses of the others. Creation of knowledge plays an important role in achieving advancement in a field and improving quality. Yet, in terms of enhancing quality, it becomes more essential and effective when this knowledge transfer is provided. The best way to provide knowledge transfer course, is through collaboration. So we need collaboration to transfer the knowledge, to transfer the experience, and share the applications, the results of the researches, and otherwise. Collaboration between higher education institutions provides mobility of highly equipped faculty and researchers, transfer of knowledge, and contribution to a common vision among these institutions to improve the quality of education. And in this context, of course, the cooperation between higher educational institutions have too many fields and factors, and let's say fields only, like the cooperation in research, exchange of faculty, exchange of researchers, exchange of students, joint programs, and of course other factors. Also jointly organized conferences and symposia, of course, is one also essential factor of cooperation between institutions. Among which, of course, I believe research and mobility of faculty may be considered as the most vital in terms of quality enhancement. Because in research, we are sharing the knowledge of the researchers between different institutions around the world. And when we are cooperating with a reputable university or a reputable institution of higher education, we are sharing their experience, their knowledge, their results achieved via experiments or researches or otherwise. So we are enhancing the quality of higher education by sharing this knowledge, by sharing this experience with those institutions. Collaboration in scientific research is one of the missions, of course, or let's say scientific research is one of the missions allocated to higher education institutions and universities, and is expected to foster intellectual curiosity in students and develop their academic character, should accompany all levels, especially at the graduate level. Yesterday, Dr. Al-Ohali, His Excellency, told us that they have an interesting experience in Saudi Arabia, and they started making students at all levels, and especially the graduate level, to organize conferences among each other so they can compete and learn how to do research, how to come out with a paper to present at a conference and so forth. So this is an interesting experience actually, which allows the students at different levels, of course, of getting more ability and more more experience to do research. A significant research carried out at some reputable institute becomes a driving force in enhancing quality when is shared with another institution. As I mentioned, when a good university of good reputation has a research and the research is shared with another institution, of course this is another factor or a driving force to enhance the quality of education at the other institution that is sharing this knowledge and this experience. To achieve the development and excellence of scientific production in Islamic countries and the rest of the world, collective research rather than individual, there's a mistake there, should be